The topic is the sit-in movement, and of course we're talking to Attorney Julian Blackshear. And of course, Attorney Blackshear, let's allow you to continue our conversation before we head our commercial break.
Yeah, I really wanted to emphasize the importance of the fact that there were non-students, hard-working people, and leaders of the various cities that gave aid and comfort to the members of SNCC by putting up the bail money and things of this type. And again, you had high school students who participated in the demonstrations, and you had white college students that participated in the demonstrations. But as a general proposition, on balance, it was almost exclusively black college students who formed, organized, and structured the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, thus the name Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Now, I always wanted to be a lawyer. I guess I'm one of that rare breed that feels that he was called into the profession as opposed to choosing it. And so to that extent, I'm a natural-born lawyer, as my son would tell me. So I knew that was educational to me, to be a part of the whole process. And I now am at a position where I can understand the legal basis for the Civil Rights Act of 1964. When I was in SNCC, I knew why the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was formed, because of the pressure that the students in their sit-in demonstrations were imposed upon the national government to do something. So they knew they had to do something. But now, as an attorney, I know the legal basis that they justified in doing it. And I'd like to address my comment to that. The 1964 Civil Rights Act primarily does a lot of things. It gives us equal employment opportunities, but what we're talking about now, the sit-in demonstrations, what it did, it made it illegal to discriminate against black people or in public accommodation facilities. In other words, everyone could participate in public accommodation facilities, not regard to their race, their national origin, religion, or creed. And that's a direct result of the sit-in demonstration movement by all the students in the South. Where's the justification for passing such a law? The argument was made at the time by the owners of these establishments. This is a free democratic country. No government can tell me who I can and cannot admit to my own establishment because it's mine. That sounds okay. But looking at Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, it says that Congress shall regulate commerce. And that is saying that Congress can regulate the physical movement of goods. In a union case in 1936 that had nothing to do with the Civil Rights Act, in the case of NLRB versus Jones and Laughlin, that clause was interpreted to mean not only can Congress regulate commerce, but Congress can regulate any activity that directly and materially affects the physical movement of goods, including racial activity. If closing down the Heart of Atlanta Hotel because of the sit-in demonstration adversely affects every pen, every toothpick, every roll of toilet paper manufactured in some other state that would have come through commerce to Atlanta, that hotel, if it had not been for the sit-in movement that stopped the hotel from receiving it. So you can see that racial activity is an activity that directly and materially affects the physical movement of goods. Now, once we establish that point, Congress now, under Article 1, Section 8, can come in and regulate that activity. They decided to regulate that activity by passing the 1964 Civil Rights Act and says that you cannot discriminate against people as it relates to public accommodation facilities. So now, I'm in a perfect position to understand why they felt it necessary to pass such a law, because SNCC was putting that kind of pressure on government to react. But now, as an attorney, I know the legal basis, the justification that was used to make such a law constitutional. It was based upon Article 1, Section 8 of the Commerce Clause.
And of course,